In the previous lesson, we have discussed how to segment the market, how to select target segments, and how to identify the unique selling points and to position the offering. These elements define a company's marketing strategy. Now, we start to look into marketing decisions, which are executed to realize the marketing strategy. The foundation of these marketing decisions is summarized by the 4P model: product, price, place, and promotion. In the broader sense, product refers to a company's economic offering to the market, which can be goods, services, and includes all elements related to the goods and services. Place, in the broader sense, refers to the distribution network, and promotion refers to integrated communication. We will start from product and price. A product is composed by many attributes. Besides the actual technical components, attributes range from packaging, level of customization, durability, replacement parts, to ordering process, delivery, installation, warranties, and so on. All attributes together would influence the customer's experience with the product. Therefore, when designing the product, a great deal of decisions involves defining how the product attributes will be. First of all, the attributes should be consistent with the positioning defined in the company's marketing strategy. Second of all, an in-depth consumer analysis could shed light on the definition of product attributes. Consider from the consumer's point of view, what are the customers trying to accomplish with this product or service? What are the positive outcomes in this process? And what are the negative experiences they may encounter? For example, with e-commerce, customers need to safely receive their online orders. They would be delighted if the delivery is fast and flexible, and they may feel anxious and insecure while waiting for the order to arrive. When a company is defining the attributes of its products or service, some attributes must accomplish the customer job. Then, some attributes could focus on creating the positive outcome, while some others could focus on solving the problems of the negative experience. In the example of e-commerce, to deliver the package without any damage would be the most basic service level. Shorten delivery time or offer the possibility of making appointments for delivery could enhance customers' experience. Provide possibility of tracking and progress updates could ease the customer's anxiety. The must-have attributes are the points of parity, which are similar to those of the competitors. Points of parity allow a product or service to be a valid offering in its category. The attributes which create positive experience or ease negative experience are the points of difference. Points of difference are the values uniquely offered by a product or service. Analyzing consumer insights can also help the company to identify which attributes do not significantly contribute to consumer value of the target segment. Unnecessary attributes may compromise the usage experience and dilute the resource for more valuable attributes. The definition of attributes should also take into consideration the cost, which directly impact on the price of the product or service. Price is an intuitive and powerful communication about the product or service. It is one of the first things perceived and used by the consumers to evaluate the product. Price influences demand and a company's profitability. Price could also have long-term impact on the company's reputation and brand image. Three main factors should be taken into consideration when defining product's price: cost, competition, and perceived value. The cost can be considered the price floor for a company. Price lower than cost is unprofitable and unsustainable for a business. Besides the difference of cost due to quality level of raw material or components used, the quantity of production can significantly affect cost. As such, small companies often have a disadvantage in cost. Therefore, compared to similar products, small companies would be less profitable at similar price level. as bigger companies can enjoy economies of scale and more effective utilization of fixed costs. To price products of small companies lower than the competitors would result in poor profits or even unsustainable due to the small quantity. Small companies should exploit the third factor, that is the perceived value, to optimize the price. Customers pay the price when they believe that it is worth the benefits. The total value of the product is composed by the product value, the service value, and the emotional values. Product values refer to the product's basic functions. Service values come from related services such as consultation, customization, training, and so on. Emotional values could be related to the brand prestige, social responsibility, environmental consciousness, and so on. We emphasize that the value that a company intends to offer does not directly equal the value perceived by its customers. Therefore, the company should create the values that are appreciated by the customers and only these values. It should also make sure that these values are clearly communicated with the customers, especially when they are less explicit. We also emphasize that willingness to pay should not be confused with purchasing power. Target customers should have sufficient purchasing power and be willing to pay for the values offered by the company. Consumer research could be required in order to quantify the willingness to pay for the value perceived. By considering cost, competition, and perceived value, companies could define the product's price, which optimizes the competitiveness and the profitability.